And welcome back to another Turbo Cop caster today. Today we've got an NA Steel game played in Week 10. Both these teams are 6-3 right now. It's Team Willy over on the red team over here versus Team Dead by 9 over on blue. Right now I have SuddenlyStarMia graciously coming out to cast with me today, this best of 4 Viaduct Pro game. How are you doing, Mia?
Oh, I'm doing great here. I'm actually watching Dweeble for the rollout. He got to mid about the same time as the enemy Deadman, but he's putting a lot more damage. I can see that a lot of Death by 9 are really weak by now. The Heavy only on 11 health, same with the Pyro, so they just have to back right off, although Team Willy, they're overextending ever so slightly onto the point, and because of that they lose their flank, they lose their scout, and they lose the sniper, and at the moment Dweeble was trapped in the enemy house, and he goes down.
Yeah, he got no-scoped there by the sniper. He way overextended. Probably should have just gotten on the point right there. And actually, Blue Demo Man right now, his name is, what is his name? RBX. I guess we should go over the players real quick. RBX is the Demo Man for Death by 9. Pizza is the 5th element, is that right? Is the Pyro. And then we got Sup Hack Leak Killa Cap, and then it's way too long, I can't even see the rest of the name in my scoreboard there. So, the Blue Engineer. Defend Your Waifu is the soldier. Is my oh boy man, those Steel players, they know how to make names. That's the spy. Roger is the sniper. Wireless is the scout. We have another guy with hashtag sup hail killers as the medic, and RGX is the heavy over on blue team.
I am not even going to attempt to do the roster for red team because they've all changed it to really stupid names apart from Dweeble. So shout out to Dweeble, the Devil Man for Team Willy, who's kept his name normal. But anyway, after that mid-fight, Red Medic did stay up and had the 100% Uber advantage, who then dropped it to Rogers, who's the, Death by 9 sniper. And he managed to pick up someone else as well, so he's got a lot of picks there. And Blue Team have actually overtaken Reds on the point.
Yeah, they also have a pretty nice little defense here. I think they're actually up in Uber right now, although both medics aren't really building that hard right now. Ooh, nice little body shot onto, gets a double kill there from Rogers, the blue sniper. And he gets a headshot onto the enemy sniper, I think. Yeah, putting them at a big advantage right now, but they still end up losing some players in the back end. So we might see a push out of Willy here real quick. There's a 10% disadvantage, so it would be kind of a dry push here. But they have the numbers to do it. Instead, they're just electing to play back a bit. They even get RBX with a stab there, so I think now they feel like that the Demo Man's down. Now is their time to go, and yes, they are finally invading the point.
Yeah, although it looks like Blue Medic there, Super HL Free, whatever, had Uber advantage, so he could have blocked the point in time for his team to respawn, but he chose not to, and they chose to back out, and there's a pause as Red Team are about to capture the point.
Yep, we're at a pause here. This is going to screw up my HUD entirely while everyone's resetting here, but maybe we should just talk through this pause. What do you think?
I think that maybe someone's disconnected. I did see Blue Heavy AFK for a bit there. I thought he was perhaps changing his name like the rest of his team were, but actually, now that I think about it, he might just have some connection issues.
Clicking around through for him, he's either dead or disconnected right now. Sometimes it doesn't show you when you pause like this, but I think you're right, it must be the heavy. I think the heavy, well, he has very low ping for the server, in fact. He only has 25. Person with the highest ping right now is Wireless. It's kind of showing in his score too. He only has 1 point, unfortunately. And yeah, so Willy's going to take back this point. The timers right now is actually, it's 1:30 left for blue and 2:30 left for red here. So despite what you're seeing on the screen, the timer's still ticking down, but it's incorrect. And once they capture this point, it should reset itself. But you're a minute behind right now. Your team, Willy, you could get jumped on with an Uber at this point. But you're about to have your own Uber, so that window of opportunity is slowly closing up here. You can just defend this with an Uber on Uber engagement, right? You can just probably maybe send a scout in a good flank location, or get an early spy pick.
I'm looking at Blue Team's positioning right now, and their position is either dead or around their yard because they've backed completely out right now. You can actually see that Red Team sniper, who's called Australian Potato, is actually in the enemy team's house, whilst the entire combo has the height advantage on point. The only bit of blue I can see, which isn't in their spawn yard, is the scout and the sniper, who, if I remember, did die really early before the red push in. So now they've respawned, and all they can see is the red team. In fact, you have American Wow here, who's the red team soldier. He's actually about to land a nice rocket onto Wireless, and he's gonna die. Rogers is gonna take about 80-90 damage, and he might get out in time because it's only really a soldier up in his face, and he probably won't get in position. Although you can see that his scope is directly behind the soldier's head, so if the soldier moves to the left a bit, he might get headshot. Who knows?
But he doesn't know that. He can't see that. He can't click through this like we can. He's against the wall, so he could get headshotted, but it just depends on how fast that rocket actually lands. And considering it's like right next against it's like no clipping into the ground right now. So like it's gonna blow up instantly. So that might screw up his aim.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely gonna kill Wireless, but the sniper should escape.
Yeah. Unless the soldier jumps him. Like America is at 177. He is running those gunboats, so he'll only spend like 15 HP to go jump across the the whole platform side. There's no one really coming back to defend him, so if the soldier took that risk, I think he could probably get the sniper.
Yeah, if Rogers is clever though, as soon as he takes damage, he's gonna unscope. Like, because obviously he can see that there's a soldier, he's gonna run back into this sort of left choke area, and if American Well does manage to jump to him, by the time that he lands a rocket in that corner, he won't be able to hit him. Nope, he's actually decided to back off. There you go, but that scout did go down.
Oh, and instead he's going to be pressured by pipes over here, and really not electing to go forward here. They're holding on the point, and they're using Weevil to spam out, and they've got again America jumping into China on the back end, just picking off lighter classes, bullying them around, and just wanting to make those 1 or 2 picks every once in a while. I don't know what the times are right now. I imagine we're getting close to even times of about 1:30 at the moment. So we're just gonna have to start taking guesstimations about that. Does your time clock work right now? Or is it broken as well?
It does not. I'm worried. I don't know HUD reload scheme in case my game crashes. But anyway, I do know for a fact that both medics do have 100% Uber, and they're just waiting for a significant pick right now. And you can actually see that lots of blue team are going down. They're down about 4 players at the moment, which means that they definitely can't push. And you can see that red team have very good positioning. They gathered around the medic at the moment on the point, so they're all overhealed, which means that blue team are going to find it really hard to push into them. Both medics are holding near the base of the cliff at the moment.
Yeah, that's a very common place to hold at steel level, where you don't feel like people's bombing abilities are good enough. American Whale though, he's really he's delaying this as long as possible. He's doing extraordinarily good, getting like triple kills and double kills all on his own there, and very rarely dying. I don't think he's died yet this game actually. I think he might have died once, and considering this has been a whole round, that's incredibly impressive for a steel level soldier player. And we've got they can't seem to push into this sentry gun here. They don't have the coordination to do it. Oh, soldier, like he's gonna bomb in, but he's gonna get hit by mini, and he's cleaned up. Did the medic go down? I missed it.
I don't know. I can't tell the HUD is still broken, but what I can tell right now is that red team still have really good positioning. Blue team just need to stop being pussies and just push together as a team instead of bleeding out players from the side. Because when they do this, they're always constantly players down, so they're never going to be able to push. They're just going to get constantly out-spammed by red team on Viaduct. And Viaduct is such a DM-focused map right now. It's so small. It's a cough map. Oh, never mind. As I say that, Rogers gets a pick on Dweevil. And with no dumb man, who's the class that can put out the most output, red medic, they're getting forced by Wireless. Very good play by the scout there. Although there's an Uber on the point, so blue team need to get on it ASAP.
Well, blue team, I guess they don't have their Uber anymore. I guess the medic went down at some point during all that fighting, because they still don't have it. I can hear the announcer saying 2-1, and yeah, they just never mounted an offense. The soldier and the scout just shut them down super hard that entire time. They gotta like group up better. They've gotta have sentry gun support. They gotta have pyro bodyguard support. They gotta have heavy bodyguard support. They can't get picked off by these highly mobile classes, or else you're just gonna lose every time you lose the point.
Yeah, that is true. I'm actually watching 240 for this rollout right now. He's a second or half a second slower than his enemy Devilman, so we will get some nice stickies on him at the start. You see that Wireless there going down really ill again, although American Well going down as well, so Blue Medic doesn't have to fear from any action from the enemy team soldier, although Blue Team haven't really got any aggressive positioning at the moment. Rogers there picking off Australian Potato, the enemy sniper, and Red Team have actually captured this point, and I think both medics are about 100% apiece, which means that although Blue Team are going to go for a push right now.
Blue Team just got their charge, I heard him say it, and Red Team just now got their charge, so they haven't been building quite as well. Both teams have it. We got a Pyro invading over here, not forcing the pop out quite yet though. That was good Uber management, and they finally pop in. My HUD just reloaded here, so it's actually only 4 people right now for Willy. stopping the point had a lot of influence on it. Finally gets captured by the heavy moving forward there. And all the cores, ooh, nice little hit. Nice hit on the Deutschland derp, taking him out with what was that, just normal knife? Normal sniper knife? You don't see that very often.
Yeah, the kukri. He just sort of ran behind. He was in the enemy team's house and he just kukried Deutschland derp. Although Deutschland there was very aggressive, getting forced there while his team were very far down and while he was on about half his health. And this will mean that Super Elite Killer will have 100% Uber advantage to hold this point with. So this is definitely a comeback coming out now from Death by 9.
Yeah, DB9. But they're not putting themselves on the point quite yet. They have an Uber advantage. Everyone's stuck against the cliffside. If you're WLLY right now, you go in and you Uber, right? You take out that entire group of 4 players with a great bomb and a great stick trap. I would say, but instead they're just going to get a sniper pick, a spy pick. They finally pop in. Ooh, look at this cleanup by the soldier. Medic is escaping from the demo man. He's getting bodyguarded by the scout. So Medic somehow survives all that carnage, even though it wiped out all their players. And in the meantime, a snipe goes down onto the blue Medic. So we are going to have a very big Uber advantage back out for WLLY here. But they are down 40 seconds right now, so they have to push like right now.
That was really good aggression there by, Australian Potato there getting a 2k on Wireless and Rogers. But anyway, that was really good aggression by Team WLLY. They whole team suicided onto the blue combo who were holding behind their rock. They forced the Uber, but they kept their Medic and Heavy alive. And I can see that they're all over the point right now. In fact, DB9 were only 3 up. They're getting some respawns in right now. And you should have Deutschland having a bit of wiggle room. Only about 5% Uber advantage, but Uber advantage nonetheless to be able to hold this point with. As long as he doesn't go down.
That's true. Well, we should be able to see, if last round was any indication, WLLY should just be able to throw their soldier right at the enemy team and get a double pick and basically go uncontested for it. You should see the scout be able to get up on the cliffside. Although there is a mini sentry watching right now up in China, so the longer they can keep that mini up, watching these flank sides, the better off they're going to be. But they have to push eventually, and deciding to push from the upper hill area right now next to the cliff. But of course, that's a really good place to lose your medic to a bomb and to a stick trap, something like that. We got spies both infiltrating. We got a blue spy on the point here, wanting to go for the demo man, and instead gets cleaned up. Very good awareness by Golden Triangles there. 6 on 9 right now, so it looks like WLLY should be able to hold this point. None of the picks working out for them. Oh, they're forced out. Soldier Bomb forces out the pop here, and they still get another. They've wiped, regardless of the force that came out. They still wiped DB9.
That was okay. Deutschland knew that the enemy medic went down, so he would get a free pot regardless, and he'd still have Uber advantage by the time the enemy medic respawned. What they need to do is blue team need to roll out a crit streak. They need to create a difference in Uber advantage. They need to force red team to play differently. Otherwise, they're not gonna win this point at all. And you can see, however, that Super Killer is still Medigun right now. It looks like he wants to push left side with his 2 projectile classes, Demo Man and Soldier, and they're both very low, so he needs to reconnect with them. And but instead he's gone back to spawn to make sure his heavy gets out spawn with 450. All right, but anyway, his team are rotating over to the right hand side now, and they're gonna attempt to push from there instead of sticking to the left.
Yeah, but Whale is just not making it easy for him. He set up a trap way earlier to kill the spy and the engineer, and then he jumped over to the enemy soldier and traded out with him, and he made 3 kills happen all on his own and made it a 6v8 game for his teammates. And that when you do that, like, consistently, like every time you're out there, you really you win the game for your team. You make it a lot easier for them.
And now I can see that there are 5 seconds left on the clock right now, and Deutschland is gonna pop on the point right now to make sure that blue team doesn't get it. Although blue team's Uber comes in much later, you can see Def's in a really good position, picks up Dweevo, so no dumb man from red to put time on the point. And I have a feeling that Deutschland, they skipped the mark just a bit. Although you can see American well, they're jumping onto the point, and Super Killer is dodging like a boss right now. Nope, never mind. American well comes back in with some really good airstrikes, picks him off, and this should leave Deutschland at an Uber advantage right now. Although Rogers there picking off the enemy team is definitely not going to help them out.
They at least were able to get a few retaliatory kills there for that last final point push there, and Deutschland doing amazingly avoiding that soldier there. So he will be able to hold this Uber advantage, and they might just even push with the threat of advantage. They have a soldier vanguarding onto the point here. Got a demo man on the backside, really controlling the other demo man. I think he might get him. Nope. In fact, this Death Axe wanting to get the Demo Man, but not able to get it. Heavy was bodyguarding too well. Heavy shooting both the medic and the soldier out of the sky. So once again, losing your medic like that, huge Uber advantage coming forward. You only 4 up at this point. That means it's going to be a recap. There you go. There's the 0-2 for Team Willy. One more in his halftime.
You can see. Yeah, you can see that Rogers is definitely carrying blue team right now. I must say, I'm quite surprised at how well he's doing, especially for a Steel game. He is definitely shining out right now. But we're on to the third mid fight at the moment, and Weevil is so much faster than 240 to the midpoint. And you can actually see that blue soldier there has actually jumped up behind the enemy right there. It's all the way into the face. Can he do anything right now? He's definitely causing distraction right now. He picks off Ukraine Jealous, who was the pyro. And this means that blue team might actually win mid for once. Holy balls.
They really need to win mid, but they don't have their demo men right now. Oh, the soldier shooting the medic in the back. Deutschland still escaping. He's at 6 HP. He's going to get his sandwich. He's going to get a health back. He should be just A-okay for right now. It will give up the positional advantage they had, though, for the point. So that soldier didn't get the medic pick like he needed to, but still buying them some importance here. Super Killer is actually down by 10%, though. He's not healing right now. I don't know why. Finally building back up. He's around 90% now. They both will have Uber right now, but Willy could have pushed this advantage if they knew about it. We have a sentry gun on the cliff side for gets sniped down immediately by Rogers there. Rogers putting a lot of time into making these mini sentries hard to keep up. And the sniper battle generally going so Willy's sniper likes to snipe from cliff, and Rogers likes to snipe from the little health pack across the way. So I don't know which one is really better, but
yeah, I can definitely say that Rogers is winning the sniper on sniper fight, but Australian Potato here is coming back after being so dominated by Rogers. However, Rogers, they really needed to sort him out, because every time any of red team went near the point, he'd either body shot or headshot them, and this is why blue team have been holding on to this point for so long. And you can see that Deutsch there did actually manage to force. He popped at a bad time when his team just didn't have enough players up to make something happen. And Dev's in really good positioning, picks off Dweevo. You can see that blue team are definitely focusing their assassination classes on Dweevo because they know how good he is.
He's down, and you really want to have those sticks up for this engagement up here. Having the snipe is still having a good position though. Rogers not really being pressured. Not Rogers, the other sniper, Australian something. Australian Potato, really being able to get the position he kind of wants. So that's an importance you can't really afford to give them. You got to send your scout up on cliffside, you got to send your soldier on cliffside. Things like that. And it looks like, man, they're still down on players. They don't have an Uber. They're waiting on Uber, but they're not forcing out the blue team's Uber either. So Willy not really extending as much as I think they should be right now. They're kind of playing a little bit too passively. They need to shake things up right now, because right now they're down by 2 minutes, and a pop comes through. I have no idea why. Oh, they try and pop right into house. This is like Call of Duty or something, where people just hide out in one location, and then people have to like flush them out. We got a spy right on the heavy though. He finally gets caught out. Spent a lot of time there, and it looks like a 4-for-1 trade going in Wiley's favor. They should be able to get the point back now. In fact, the spy is coming in for this medic play. Oh, good demo spam onto the medic, gets the pick off, and cleans up on Rexor as well. Looks like, yeah, they lost a lot of players, but they had a lot of time. So that was a very slow push from Willy, but a very effective one once it came through.
What actually happened there was death by 9. They knew that Team Willy were in house. They knew that they had 100% Uber. 240 had some really good sticky traps, did a bit of damage onto enemy combo you saw. And blue team decided to force red team's Uber whilst they were in the enemy team's house. That way, by the time that red team's Uber faded, they don't have good positioning enough, so they couldn't do anything on point. That was very well played by them. The only issue with blue team's play was that they didn't get out fast enough. They committed too long to the force, where they just need to get the force off, but they went for kills instead, and that's where it went bad. But anyway, red Uber is popped there, and they did have Uber advantage right now. They hope to catch Super Killer out, but Super Killer is already like out of the battle, so he won't get picked off unless Australian Potato picks him off. But he should have a good 80% Uber advantage by now.
Yeah, he's sitting at a very nice Uber advantage. They popped in, Willy popped in to get the point here, and in fact the demo man's still harassing them. He got a few good multi shots stickies there. Does pay his life for it, I believe. Yes, RBX is down at the moment. Looking at the scout rollouts right now, scout can be kind of a fun guy to play on this map because you can do a lot of different things, but it looks like both teams electing for standard rollouts. I don't even think there's a milk for either team. They're just running pistols and scattergun and some sort of bat, probably the atomizer.
Yeah. Oh man, blue Uber there is popped. It's popped so early there. They just had to get some positioning. There's a enemy spy there. By enemy, I think, oh, really, really good there by France Toast. Not French Toast, but France Toast.
France Toast.
Picking off the enemy heavy. Although Team Willy now only 3 up. Again, they stayed way too long in that Uber there. They were way too damaged. That meant that they came back in and they cleaned up. However, Deutschderp there, getting the Uber, popping it to save the point. He knew that his team would get the respawns back in time. And I can see that red team are going to go back on this point. Although Pyro air blasting there. Who is that? That is Pizza is the 5th element there. Air blasting off red team. Allows his team to cap right now. So you can see that there are 18 seconds left on the clock for blue team, and at the moment they have a good 50% Uber advantage.
I'm just amazed that Uber didn't do more for Willy there. They pop in, he couldn't save his demo man who was running away from him for some reason, and then the Pyro just controls the heavy and didn't even get close to killing the Pyro, and now the Pyro is still forcing people back. He's shooting with this shotgun. It's gonna be really hard to get here. He can throw sticks off this point here. They finally need a bomb in. That's gonna throw the Pyro off. But there's a heavy cleanup here with some demo men play. He gets like a triple kill or something like that. Scout tries to come in, that's a wipe, and there's your 2-1 game right now for DB9. So good comeback,
yeah.
DB9, for sure.
That was really, that was quite well played by them. And you can see, I'd actually say that Team Willy kind of messed up a bit as well there. They popped with only 3 people up, meaning that their team couldn't support them enough to get the kills, which is really slow. But anyway, I'm watching the rollout again, and both them men are to mid at about the same time, although you can see Wireless there going down super early to the enemy sniper, which means that there's no pressure on the flank right now. Gives some space for American whatever, the red team soldier to jump in and do some damage. But you can see 240 there has some really nice sticks onto enemy lawn to cut them out. And oh, Roger's there with that snipe onto Weevil. Rescue is back to get the crit squeak. Very, very well played. Saves his team butt. And now Super Killer will have Uber to push back into this point with, whereas that crit squeak was completely wasted.
And good job that scout Wireless cleaning up on the heavy there. That is going to destroy all influence they could possibly exert on the point. So this is going to be a nice free point for them. Pyro was AFK, Blue Pyro, Pizza was AFK for a while, so I thought we were going to see a pause, but it didn't come through, and that crits, it was unexpected. I saw it at the beginning, I was like, oh, that's a good choice. No one's run a crit screed yet, and I thought I was going to be able to do damage, but no, Roger's seeing it and immediately making the plays happen for his team. There's still an Uber up right now for Killer, for Super Killer, or whatever his name is, but he was almost forced. Good cool head on his shoulders though, staying alive and staying in this match. Hiding behind the rock, I don't think they know where he is, and they're throwing a soldier forward, the spy in the back, Pyro trying to put some influence on the hillside. So this is good. Nobody knows where the medic is, except maybe this spy right now who's coming for him. So as he's looking around for him, and they know exactly where the enemy team is, and they can probably go and force him out if they need to. Both teams have Ubers now.
What the did is a mistake. They had Uber. Oh my god, what the hell, Super Killer? I have no idea right now what Death by 9 are doing. They had Uber. They had a full Uber, and the enemy team didn't even have crit squeak. And do you know what they did? They let the enemy team have crit squeak. They didn't even call out where the enemy team was. The enemy team popped crits on them. They just walked over the point, popped crits. They died. Medic didn't even pop. If you have Uber advantage over crit squeak, you need to pop it into the team that's crit squeaked and kill the enemy medic to make sure that crit squeak is forever down. And now you can see that Deutschderp will have a good 40% crit squeak advantage. And blue team are going to find it really hard to push this point because they were being retards. Wow, I've never been madder in a cast.
Yeah, you sound fairly mad. I totally agree though. That was a pretty huge mistake, and they're going to get walked because again, Willy is going to be able to take the back end and play them for it. They do win the sniper battle. DB9 does, fortunately. But yeah, they're going to face another crit streak, and they're going to sit here in the hillside again. And things are probably pretty decent for another crit streak domination here. Crits comes through, 1-2 kill, 3k, 4k for the demo man, but DeathX does able to clean up and get a double kill there. But it's just not enough. They didn't get the medic. Well, of course, the enemy, WLLY's demo man got the medic. So they're going to be sitting at another big crit streak advantage. This is going to like spiral out of control for them very soon, and they're only 5 seconds behind right now on my clock time. They're going to be even right soon, and they're going to still have the point. It's going to be another good minute, I think, before DB9 can even consider having this point back. Look at all this.
Deutschland. Yeah,
Go for
sorry.
it.
Deutschland Derp is going to have another crit streak now in about 15 seconds. So what they need to do, what blue team needs to do, is they need to do a suicide, a combined suicide into the enemy medic and kill him to stop him from getting that crits. Either that or just shut down that crits like completely with like some sort of short circuit sniper play, like which I don't think that, no offense to them, I just don't think they're skilled enough to do that.
Another
So
miracle snipe from Rogers could also do the trick.
Yeah.
Like right as the demo man crits, you take him out. That would be amazing right now.
You can see, however, that Super Killer is at about 100% Uber. Oh, crit streak there is pop, takes out 240, takes out Rife, takes out Pizza. However, Super Elite Killer now is on 95%. And by the time his team respawns, they're going to get a respawn wave in a few seconds right now. They should definitely push back for the point because they're going to have Uber advantage over crit streak and they need to kill the enemy medic. Otherwise, things will not happen for them.
But at what cost, Mia? I mean, WLLY can take any position they want right now on the buffer zone. They have a sniper forward on platform and a soldier on cliffside. So regardless of where they come from, there's going to be an early engagement. And as we already see, the soldiers are early engaging on the spy and the scout. He takes out the scout. And he also takes out the spy. So America Well, again, getting a double kill for one. They're spread out really far. Now they do have their Uber, but they need to push together. They know they should know there's not a crit streak advantage right now, and they finally pop through, trying to take out this medic here. Very close, then they do get him. They got him against the wall there, so finally able to assassinate out Deutschland, and that should allow you to turn things around here, but not if you lose your medic to a sniper in the same retaliation. You still have a heavy up on the point here for WLLY, and he should be able to defend this for the last 10 seconds. I think this is going to send it to the 3-1 halftime match right here. And you're right, it's all about not popping into that crit streak and letting them get the picks they wanted to have happen. And letting them play their own game. Like, not putting pressure on WLLY really hurt them here.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm gonna call some people out for being good. Like, Blue Spy, Def, he was really good. Like, the assassination classes were totally working out for Blue Team. Like, they were doing a lot of work. Do you know who's bad? Let's see, Wireless, the Blue Scout, he kept running into enemy team and trying to one-on-one, like, mini sentries. And he kept dying, and this meant that the flank was exposed, and this gave American Well, or whoever Red Soldier chose to rename himself to. It gave him a lot of space to bomb the enemy medic at the start, which was, like, really stupid. And Blue Medic as well. I don't think he was even counting Ubers. Like, does he possess the ability to count Ubers? Because he kept pushing his team into 100% crits. He did that twice. And he, like, died. That was really dumb. Red Medic, on the other hand, like, really quite good awareness. Red Demo as well, like, really quite good. RBX 240 had some really nice sticks as well. Like, he was good at sticky traps, DM. Not so strong, but he was, like, kind of clever with his traps. Yeah, that was about it, really.
Yep.
Well, let's teams. Oh, and Blue
we'll cut out here, and we'll go back to the second half, and we'll see if WLLY can take it out, or if there's a really good three game miracle play coming out here. We'll have to see. And welcome back to the second half here. We've got Mia again for the rest of this NA Steel game on Viaduct. This was week 10, so very late in the season. Week 10, I think. Yeah, there was a preseason, then like 10 seasons of regular week. Oh, this is playoffs. That's right. This is like round of 8 or something. Because semis were upward. I think this is round of 8.
But anyway, for this mid-fight here, I'm watching Dweeby. You can see that blue soldier there. That's Rife jumped in. He's on the enemy cliff right now. He takes out a mini sentry. He's putting a lot of pressure onto enemy combo. However, you can see that Death by Now are so weak right now. They're in fact only 3 up after that mid-fight. So Red Team playing it passive kind of actually worked for them, even though they went 3 down. But that is like peanuts compared to how much the other team died. And I can see that Deutschderp there will be on 100% Uber right now, whilst Super Elite Killer has only just respawned. So his team should be able to hold the point for a good 30, 40, 50 seconds.
So you're right about that flank defense there. It's just pretty horrendous for DB9. They had a scout, like literally 20 seconds in the game. DB9 had a scout behind them, a soldier on their cliffside, and an engineer pushing around the rock. They all pushed from one location, and then they got surrounded from 3 different angles, and all of a sudden 5 players couldn't hold themselves up against 3. That's what happens when you give up such good positioning. And DeathX getting a pick out on the Demo Man, which is a really nice pick to have right now. You don't have an Uber though, so it might all be for nothing. It depends on how the spawns go through, but we'll still be out for another 6 seconds while DeathX coming up right now. We got everyone pushing through Health Pack Room right now. Scout and Soldier coming around the other side. And if Soldier Bomb comes in, wanting to contest this, but America just backs off, doesn't want to play that game. Pyro trying to control the Health Pack a little bit. And again, you're right, we got this scout just running around, just taking damage and not really accomplishing much. But looks like Willy is able to reconform here. It's 7v9, so if I were DB9, I would push right now. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, you can see that both of them have 100% Uber, and what they need to do is they need to wait for some sort of opening now. Blue team need to wait for an opening to push, and oh, American, well, they're going down 240. Opening up some things there, and they've actually popped their Uber. They could have gotten that point for free, but red team didn't get out fast enough, and now the red Uber's popped back. However, there's only a few people up right now. They popped their Uber a bit too late. You can see that there's an enemy spy located behind enemy Devilman, and Dweevil there manages to escape a stab. It doesn't escape the pirate now. Is Pizza there taking him down, and ooh, I think Deutschland there managed to get out alive. However, Super Elite Killer actually died in that because he overextended a bit too much with his team. Like, he was positioned in front of his team at points, which is a bit silly. And this will mean that Deutschland will have a good 25% Uber advantage. 30% Uber, never mind, he dies to mini sentry.
That heavy was so derpy. That blue heavy Rector got into the enemy's house, ran away from soldier rockets, went upstairs, shot at a sniper, fell down, and found a medic right in front of him. And he went, oh, well, I'll just shoot the medic right in front of me. And, like, I cannot believe they didn't clean up on that. They're getting the point anyway. This is, like, incredible. How are they recapping this after just losing their medic like that?
I think it's because blue team weren't in position, because the heavy was overextended, but the rest of the team was held far back because the medic was up, so they didn't have heals. So, like, by the time the medic respawned, they couldn't get anything. However, Super Elite Killer will have a good 30% Uber advantage to push his team onto the point with. You can see that Deutschland Derp is running Medigun, and I believe Super Elite Killer is as well, because Jesus Christ, no one is building that slowly with a crit squeak. Like, he's building Uber really slowly. He's just running around by himself now. Like, he's finally reconnected with his team. But yeah.
Yeah, we have a battle of the rocks right now. Both teams are sitting behind rock. Ooh, Scout finally making the first blood onto the demo man here. That could be the opening they need. The engineer going balls deep, not getting the medic quite as he wanted to, but he's going to be able to build a forward dispenser, a forward sentry gun. No, he's just going to run back. DB, I think they should realize they have this point. It's 5v9 right now, and do they get Deutschland? They do with a pick there, and the soldier immediately goes and suicides and doesn't work out for him. So DB effectively wipes Willy this time through, just simply through distractions and that nice first demo man pick. They really need to take out Dweevil at the beginning of every fight. If they can do that, they win this game. But right now they're sitting like 100 seconds behind. That's kind of a difficult defense to do. I don't think you see people come back from these times too often, but it is certainly possible.
Yep, you can see, however, that Super Elite Killer has 100% Uber as compared to Deutschland Derp's, well, 25%. I have a feeling, yep, so that should mean that they should hold the point on for 30 more seconds unless they fuck up. Rogers there taking out straight in potatoes, so that opens up some sight lines for the teams to spam with. Now they have a bit more room, and you can see that both, oh man, why, they let a soldier get, they let a pyro get in behind enemy lines, and you can see that French Toast there does actually go down. And yeah, but the Uber was forced, which means that Deutschland will have Uber advantage to push back onto this point with.
Yeah, assuming, well, once again, Dweevil overextending a little bit. The demo man's just always kind of this game of, like, do I overextend to get the really sick damage out there, or do I, like, play conservatively back and make sure no one can push into my team? And it's always hard to get that that balance correctly, and Dweevil almost paying his life for an overextension there, and that would have been really, really bad, because you have this Uber coming through, this spy forced out a pop, but doesn't matter, they got pushed into to force out their pop, and now they're doing good cleanup. It's actually 4v5 right now, so they're bleeding Willy, not pushing this ceremoniously together. Roger getting a nice little assassination pick there. He's made a good pick every fight or so, which is really all you can ask for your sniper at this level. And cleaning up on Duel, who was left all alone. There is a scout on the point moving forward, but I think this is just a little bit crazy. Yeah, it certainly is. He like immediately dies to a great flare gun play by the pyro there.
Yep, 20 seconds left on the clock for both teams. Shout out to Rife there for jumping the point, killing the enemy medic and Devilman, and shutting down Red Team from capping that point. He saved his team's ass right there. And I can see that Super Elite Killer has 40% Uber advantage, and his team have slightly better positioning right now, though they have to put themselves a bit more aggressively. Red Team are starting to edge the point right now, and they've given Red Team a bit too much room, and now they're jumping into the point. 240 here is going to go down. In fact, the medic might go down as well. Yes, Super Elite Killer does go down. And it's only Rogers left up, actually. He's being air blasted around the point, and it's a wipe.
Well, I cannot believe that was a wipe because DeathX just started that fight off really well with a medic pick and then a scalp pick. I guess they just didn't. They just came a little bit too late after they came in there. But they're able to hold into this point. It's definitely just going to be who can keep their pyro and demo up the most. And it looks like another good bombing from America, and we got a spy playing for it. But once again, the blue pyro. Oh, he goes down. So WLLY might be able to defend this. It's 4v2, right? It's 4v1 now. I think they got it. That was really, really close. It could have gone either way, and I just think that playing more, giving your demo man more preference there, giving your pyro more preference too, and you just need to keep people off the point. Just really hard to do. But yeah, there you go, 4-1 for Team WLLY. They advanced on to the semifinals. I don't know where they went from there. I'm supposed to be casting the grand finals tomorrow, but as a replay, of course, this is about a week out from those games. But yeah, that was an interesting game. I was TurboCop. That was Mia. What did you think?
I thought that blue team could have gotten that last round if they just stayed on the damn point, because they had uber advantage, they had positioning advantage, they just need to stay on the point, and they gave red team room to capture the point, and by the time they all came in, it was too late, and red team had better positioning, and they killed them.
And they defended from so far back too. That was a really disappointing thing, is that they had come back from like a 2-minute disadvantage, and then they got their pop forced, and then they couldn't stop the bleeding, and then they came into this dog pile situation where it's really just 50-50 if you can win at that point in double overtime, you know?
Yeah, like TF2, it's a game all about positioning. If you don't have decent positioning to push from or to hold from, then like you're gonna have to sacrifice like either players or uber advantage to get back that positioning, which will put you at neither disadvantage. So if you have positioning, like keep it, but don't like sacrifice too much for it. Like, and that's what blue team did wrong. But yeah, no, I did think that was an interesting game.
Well, thanks for coming out and casting with me. I was TurboCop. That was Mia. You can go check her out on YouTube, and she also has a Twitch, which I think you told me you were getting up fairly soon.
Yeah, when I get a proper computer. I play on a like laptop at the moment. Like I play Plat on a laptop. It's shocking, I know. I do play on like 40 FPS, but when I do get a computer, I will like stream and stuff. But I don't actually cast or do anything on YouTube apart from upload derpy medic videos.
And yeah, that was another TurboCop cast, and I'll see you all for the next one.